All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This woman's name is Yeonmi Park, and this video comes from the Heartland Institute, and it's titled North Korean Escapees Dire Warning for America. So she has a warning for America. We're about to get into it and hear what she's saying. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while we watch. Now let's get into it.
When I was born in North Korea, we did not even have the word for love or freedom. So this is why it gets really concerning right now, living in America. There's a huge force trying to control what we can say, what we cannot say, what word is allowed, what word is not allowed. Now, at Columbia, they say, I cannot say the word white because it's oppressive to some people. Exactly. And in North
Is that true? I feel like I think I gotta fact check that. You can't say white at Columbia?
Exactly. And in North Korea, they did the exact same thing. They removed the word like human rights and freedom and free market, of course. So we did not even know what that was. But my grandmother knew, but they kept it silent because they were afraid of getting killed by the regime.
So let me just explain that a little further because I actually know her story. So her grandmother, there was a regime change in the time her grandmother was alive from the time when she was alive and her mom, right? So her grandmother and grandfather, were the only two people that knew what North Korea was like prior to the regime change where they completely propagandized it. But the younger generations, so her mom, her sisters, they did not know what it was like to even know these words, love, freedom. They had no idea. Her grandmother was the only one that knew, but in fear of getting killed by the regime, because you weren't allowed to speak on those old things, she kept quiet and she never said nothing because she didn't want to get her and her family killed.
So after reading that book, I still somehow faced heavy discrimination in South Korea. Even though we are same people, South Koreans were not used to having immigrants. Unlike Americans, this country is a country of immigrants. So
I just want to pause and say something really quick. I'm gonna make this a short mic drop. All right. The fact people say America's a racist country, America's always been racist, blah 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 blah. The fact that America has even become a place as diverse it is, I think, is proof enough that this isn't just some racist country. Now, why we have people here from all over the place, you know, that's up to you to interpret why. But the fact that we have such diversity that we have is proof that we really do give people a chance here. It's other countries that would not let us in. They would not let us in over a blink of an eye. It's other countries whose ethnic makeup, like China. You look around, you see nothing but Chinese people. Why? Because they don't just let people in willy-nilly like we do.
I decided to go to the promised land, to America, the best country in the entire human history. This is just not the best country in the contemporary world. This is the best country in the entire our existence. So I came to America, and I want to go to best university to study. So I applied for Columbia University in New York, and I came, and I had amazing dreams. Like, becoming an American was more worth than winning 1,000 lotteries. I couldn't believe, how can you be depressed if you're American? Like, you are free. I couldn't understand why there are homeless people on the street.
But people born with privilege often don't realize their privilege. So that's why, if you're born in America, you're born in arguably the best place to be born at. So, the things, the liberties, the freedoms that she never had, which makes her so happy to be here, we were born with it. So we got to complain about useless things instead.
And first, very orientation at Columbia University. The professor were telling me that all the problem that exists and that we had is because of white men, because of the capitalism. So that really made me think like, somehow did I like time travel back to North Korean classroom? Actually, there's a meme. They say actually Kim Jong Un attended Columbia and perfected his ideology on hating West, and taught us in North Korea exact same narrative.
Yeah, in North Korea, they taught them the exact same thing. That in North Korea, they show their people. The leaders show their people that America is an enemy. They paint us as an enemy. So, North Koreans don't have access to the internet, things like that. They can't really find out things for themselves. So, only thing that they're told about us is that we're the America, white devils, we're the enemy. Blah blah blah.
I believe that, and then one day I asked my professor like, oh, I mean, I do think men and women are equal, but we are not the same. And professor tells me, you're brainwashed. And it was horrendous. Every orientation, every class, right before the class, even before I get to my classmate as an individual, what they like, what's their favorite food, what they like to do. My first job is remembering their pronouns. If you don't, you're a bigot. You might get kicked out of the university. So instead of
And just keep in mind, this was some time ago because she's been graduated. I'm pretty sure she's been done with college for some time now.
like in the lecture, there's like a survey lecture, it's like 50, 60, 100 students. All I need to pay attention to is like, oh, what was it like they pronoun, right? And it makes you paranoid. And the professor telling you that we need to stay woke because the enemies, the systemic oppression is everywhere.
So for the people that telling us that all the stuff we say about wokeism and wokeness is just made up, you ain't never been to Colombia, I guess, because it's real.
Exactly what North Korean regime does, making us paranoid, making people not trusting each other, to divide people.
Yep.
And here's another really same thing that I cannot believe was happening in America is my professors were telling me that math is a racist. And math is a construct of white men. So it's like, that's interesting. I remember this story because I remember at 7, going to North Korean classroom, my professor one day asked me, Yumi, what is 1 plus 1? So what do you say? 2, right? Yeah. But my dear leader found that's not the truth because if you add 1 drop of water and then to add another drop of water, what does it become?
1.
It becomes bigger 1.
Yep.
So it's not 2. That's why math is racist and white man's construct. So you should not believe the math.
So it's almost interesting because they're training them in a way. They train and handle their people in a way that they most likely won't make it out of North Korea. Most people do not make it out of North Korea. But even if they do, if they listen to what their leader said, they're gonna come over here and it sounds just like what the liberal woke college professors are saying.
Exact same narratives are happening in the heart of America,
Yeah.
in Manhattan, in the one of the best academic institutions was happening. So that's when I realized I actually might lose this country again. Like someday I thought like maybe do I bring dictatorship wherever I go? Is this some my like life luck that I need to keep fighting tyranny or something? Because when I come to America, I didn't expect this.
Yeah, that's it for the video. But I was just going to say, I bet she was very surprised to hear that coming from North Korea. She had to be surprised to come here and discover that people don't love their country. But again, just to close out, people born with privilege don't realize the privilege they have until they, stop and do some research. I came around. It's hope for other people. But that's it for the video, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe on your way out the door. Let me know how you felt about this in the comments below. Till next time, you guys, I'm out. Peace.